right? And so I think that's the catch-22 caveat of GLP-1 is if you aren't eating enough protein, you're losing just weight,
yes,
not just fat.
Yeah.
And with Carbivore and Heatwave, that's where they work well together, is just allowing you to target that fat, not just weight.
All right, today is a very special day. Today we're talking with Tito, Emma, and Matt. I'm going to do a little introduction first with Tito. This is a long time coming.
Long time.
And what's really, really cool is I was thinking yesterday was, man, this is like competitors like going full circle and then just freaking sitting here.
I know, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, because
going against each other
yes,
and now working with each other.
Yes, sir. Because if you don't know, Tito first started, I don't know if you started with compound. That's what I was going to ask, and then I didn't ask.
Got it. No. I actually started with a Chemi Nutra.
Oh.
At first. That got me into the trademarks, and then compound, and then kind of went from there.
Ah, okay, yeah. Okay. So for a long time, it was just like I would see you at trade shows and stuff like that. And then you went into manufacturing.
Yep. Yeah, with the manufacturing world, work with Leaf Labs, so capsules, powders, tablets. And now with me and the brand, it's kind of full circle, right?
Yeah.
Started trademarks, then manufacturing, now with the brand. So it's pretty interesting and seeing and learning and knowing the different sides of the questions at times.
Definitely. And I want to introduce, first off, I think Christian Guzman and Buff Bunny got to move aside because there's another couple that's going to trailblaze yes, and that's going to show how to do it with a family. That's what I really want to point out about you guys. Here we have Matt and Emma. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Cool. So how did you guys connect with CleverPro?
So we have worked with Clever in Japan.
Okay.
And then when they decided that they wanted to come into the US market in a beefier, more souped up version,
okay,
they reached out and said that they wanted us to help them initially help with product development. And then we just, the snowball effect, and we kind of got brought in, and it's been,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So far we have two products
yep,
for the line?
Yes.
But
sir.
This is an American exclusive line?
So currently, yes, right now we're just in the US market, but we are going into global.
Okay.
So
perfect.
Hopefully soon.
Cool. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the products you formulated?
We definitely can. We have two products at the moment. Heatwave, which is going to be our fat burner, our mTor activator, and kind of more in that pre-workout dynamic space. Mm-hmm. And then we have Carbivore, which is going to be your stimulant-free, right, GLP-1 angle, helping with your carb breakdown, and then appetite suppression as well. So they do work very well together.
Yes.
At many, many levels.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. What made you go with this type of product? Because obviously it's on camera, so you can't see it. But what was really cool about this product is that it's printed right on the label, on the bottle, not on the label.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I think really we just want to kind of bring something newer to the field. I mean, I think the printing on the bottle is new. I mean, it feels good. It looks good. I mean, I think definitely too, just from a cost standpoint of label versus what we did. I mean, they're very similar, but I mean, I think just the bottle itself is nice. I mean, you grab it, you touch it, you feel it, it's solid.
Nice.
Yeah, it
nice.
looks good.
I like it. Are you guys only planning to stay in capsules?
No, we are planning to go into powders in our next tranche of products that will be coming out.
Okay.
But yeah, as of right now, we're just doing pills.
Okay, because for CleverPro in Japan, what I've seen is, first off, they're everywhere in Tokyo. Like every store you go into, they're there. But I see the protein bags.
Yeah, so they are actually the #1 clear protein brand out there. They're in over, I believe, 8,000 stores.
Yep. Wow.
So I mean, they're huge over there.
Wow.
But yeah, I believe all they have are powders.
Yeah,
so,
at the moment, just powders. I mean, Japan tends to want to lean more towards powders at times than capsules, from what we've definitely learned. But like Emma said, I mean, this is going to be more the premium line here, and the Clever line in Japan is going to be more basic. Your basic proteins, basic aminos, things along those lines.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice. So how did you guys start working with CleverPro? Did you work with other brands before? Were you just in fitness? Obviously, Matt, you're a professional athlete, so you've probably been poached by brands forever. Hey, represent us. What makes you choose something to represent?
Well, number one, I'm gonna follow my wife wherever. You know what I mean? But I think in me taking so many different supplements, right, and seeing what has worked for me really well and what hasn't, allowed me to get into this space and to be able to help soup up the supplements.
Nice. Now, what are small daily habits? Like when I said the intro, like Christian Guzman and Buff Bunny, obviously they're one of the big fitness couples in the industry, but they're still single, as in they're married. You know,
Right.
I saw you guys have kids, right?
We do.
And how does that differentiate? Trying to stay, it's different. Obviously, we're in the industry, so it's different where your job kind of is fitness,
Right.
so you're always surrounded by it. But how do you show it to like another generation?
Well, I think it's like anything else. Kids learn, obviously you tell them things, right? But they learn more from watching what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was funny yesterday, actually, while we were driving out to LA, I just didn't have time to go to the grocery store and do my normal snack prep for the kids. And so I just grabbed whatever veggies I had in the fridge and threw in a Ziploc. And I was like, this is as good as it's going to get this time. And they opened the bag and they're like, oh, broccoli. And they were just so happy that they had broccoli as a snack. And I'm like, oh, maybe we're doing okay. Like,
There's no ranch?
No,
Just
just
broccoli?
raw
Just
broccoli.
raw.
They were
Broccoli,
so excited.
Celery, carrots.
Yeah. And I mean, that's how
Wow.
I eat, you know? And also from the time they were little, when it comes to food, this is what my parents did with me too. They didn't give me the option to not eat what they were making. So like whatever they were making, I was going to eat. They never made like something separate
I see.
for the little kid. And so I wasn't given the option to be a picky eater. And so that's kind of the same philosophy I stuck with our girls. And, you know, again, like I said, you lead by example. So if they see you doing something, then they're going to think that that's normal.
Yes.
So when mom goes to the gym, that's normal. It's not like some weird thing. And, you know, they're obviously in sports too. So we're creating an environment where they realize like staying active and eating healthy, those things matter. And then as you age, you're going to age a certain way versus someone who is maybe not doing those things. And then
Yes.
it's kind of like, okay, what do you want your future to look like? And then you make your decision that way.
Totally. And then in the news right now is the new food pyramid that just got released, which it's almost like upside down from what was taught when we're in school.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because like I was thinking as you said that about my kids in the morning, it's so much easier to pour cereal and milk instead of even
Fast,
even cracking the eggs. Eggs aren't hard to cook.
No.
But there's still, let me heat up
takes
the
longer
pan, a
than
little bit of
cereal.
butter, oil,
Yeah.
you know, and whereas the cereal, it's like, oh, it's ready to go.
right there.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're good.
Yeah.
So it's so hard. And then I don't know if companies were always incentivized of like, hey, that's the way the society says you should eat.
Yeah.
And that's why they were making things so much easier. So maybe it will become easier as we're older. Obviously, your girls are how old?
17, 15, 10, and
eight.
8.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think on top of what she was saying, you know, a lot of times we have like a gym in our house, you
Yes.
know? So when we're in there, they want to be in there.
Yeah.
Because this is what mom and dad's doing, you know what I mean? And then so we've also made it fun for them to where we'll do like a challenge during the week. And I'll say, okay, who can do the longest wall squat, you know?
Oh, really?
And whoever can do the longest wall squat, we might pick 3 exercises. So if you win 2 out of 3, at the end of the week,
it's a little more fair.
Yeah, at the end of the week, you get ice cream, you know?
Yeah.
But like,
Or you get $5.
you'll see them
or
push
something.
themselves to.
I want to do that
Oh
challenge.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dang.
We're up for adoption.
I thought we were
We're up for
family.
adoption.
Yeah.
But like that incentivizes them to like want to do it. And then last week one of their friends came over and they're in the backyard and they're putting her through a workout. Like they're all out there doing
For
abs
fun.
and like you know.
Nice.
So yeah, we've kind of just cultivated that
Yeah.
environment. You know.
Now, let me ask, because you have 4 girls. And yesterday we're having a conversation about families putting their kids on social media. And I have 2 little boys, and they watch a lot of other little kids that basically have their own TV show.
Yeah.
Right? Like you buy the toy of your dreams and you basically review it.
Yeah.
And as we're doing right freaking now, how is that not kind of the future, right?
Yeah.
Making up whatever your own little world you want it
Yeah.
to be recorded and put it out there.
Exactly.
Right? So it's very hard to not push that on your kids now. How do you guys balance that? Or have you guys had that conversation of, hey, we're going to let them do social media when they're older? Or
I mean, they're not on Instagram or that type of stuff, you know, but they do play, well, they were playing Roblox until we heard some things, you know what I mean? But they're kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They watch YouTube, they copy stuff,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And 2 of the kids want to be influencers one
Right.
day, you know what I
Or
mean?
2
they
younger
want
ones.
YouTubers.
it's
wanna
so
do
hard
that.
not to.
Yeah.
Because if you had one of those YouTube plaques, that might make you more money than a PhD now.
100%.
You know, and
100%.
kids are, especially when you're younger, you're like, hey, I see the way the real world is, and I see the way the world is, and I have to go play into it. And it's really hard, at least as parents, to not say, man, that's not the way the world. I mean, that is the way the world's going.
Yeah. I mean, I think the one area that we're being cautious of is obviously the downside of social media,
Yes.
not just in terms of like the content that you can see, because there's some pretty shady stuff out there too, but also just like everything's such quick dopamine, you know, these 30-second videos, which then over time, these kids don't know how to focus for longer than 30 seconds. And so we're really, and they get bored. Oh my God. They have more than we ever did as kids.
Yeah.
And every other minute they're like, I'm bored. I'm like, how can you be bored? You have all this
so
stuff
many things,
that I was playing with dirt in the backyard and that was my time
digging
of
holes is
fun.
awesome.
Yes.
That's all you need to do. That's solid.
And so, you know, we're definitely cautious with that. But also with our 2 younger ones, they're still younger, so it's not so much of an issue. But with our oldest, she's actually 17, so she's a senior, and she does track. And so, you know, for her, there's a purpose in social media.
Yes.
That's creating your own brand.
And obviously
So-
you could see that, even if you needed highlight footage,
Exactly.
and you have to put it out there, man, it's such a weird balance now.
It is.
But it's something that you can monetize now.
Exactly.
You know, like I walk through the hall and I hear somebody crunching on chips on a TV and the kids are all sitting there staring. And I'm like, what are you guys watching it? This person is eating crunchy food, but that person is making millions of dollars now.
Yeah.
Just
You know what I
eating in front of a camera.
I wish I would have known that. I love to
Yeah.
eat.
I just thought
I can do that
about
all day.
when you say you can monetize that, is when you came up, there was no monetizing in college at all. Not the way it is now. Because now you'd be like, it doesn't even matter if I make it to the NFL, if I'm good and as basically a college celebrity.
Well, you're talking about the NIL now,
Yeah.
right? I mean, these kids are getting paid millions, which is awesome. I mean, we talked about this earlier. I mean, I played football in college as well, and I think that is a job, right? That they're doing. So having them getting paid, completely agree. But I mean, they're moving every year, getting paid millions, and by the time they get out of college, are they smart enough to know what to do with that money? Right? Like you're gonna get $5 million for the next 3 years. You have $15 million, but did you actually go to college to learn how to utilize that and position that money?
Because what
like you need?
17-year-old knows what to do with $1 million check?
Yeah.
I would say
I
very
think the
few.
schools are doing a lot better job of like the financial literacy part though, you know, because like you're saying, $5 million to a 17-year-old, you know, and then you have to pay your agent. Some of these guys are getting 20% of these contracts.
Oh, wow.
You know? And so you have to realize I have to pay taxes, I have to do these other things. So I think that it's really no different than kids getting drafted. Like I was drafted out of high school for baseball.
Really?
You're given a chunk of money.
To where?
The Seattle Mariners.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Where did you grow up?
LA.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Here, where?
Yeah, Culver City, all over the west side, Malibu. You know what I mean?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so kids, it's been happening for a long time, but now you're having donors and the school is paying people out, and so it's like, oh, it's a whole new thing. It's really not. It's no different than Kobe getting a contract when he was 18.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like he's actually in a position where it was more difficult because you're giving them money and you're just expected to play, but they didn't have the setup for the financial literacy. You know, like a lot of these schools have people coming in and telling these kids, hey, this is what you have to do with this, you know?
Yeah. And I think it is also good that now you're able to learn from other people's experiences just by Googling something.
Yeah.
You know, and then whatever your form of learning is, I learn by videos, I learn by reading, I learn by hearing, you could consume it now. I think that's what's really cool. Like,
Well, there's no
definitely
excuse now.
Yeah.
The idea of, well, I didn't know. that excuse doesn't really fly anymore
You are
because it's
Google
like you
search
just
away.
didn't take the time
Without
to
dial-up.
research it.
You know,
back
the
when
dial-up
dial-up.
might have, stopped you from learning
Yeah.
dial-up internet, you know?
But like kids don't know what an encyclopedia is these days. They're like, what is that? I'm like, oh my God. It's a book with information that you had to research.
Well, and I think that's why with the with supplements world now, right? Like you have to make solid formulas, right? Because you are a Google away from understanding, is that the right dose?
Yeah.
Is that the correct dose? Is that the benefit that I need to have for what I'm looking to do?
Yeah, and I think you're also, even if you have a crappy formula, it could still be in the market, but the consumer now knows that this is a lower grade product.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I may spend on it, or that's not for me.
Yeah.
You know, and because brands are going to put it out there.
Well, citrulline, I need this dose.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
InnoSlim, I need this dose. And I think that's going to be key because consumers are getting more knowledgeable and educated. And so if you don't have a formula that is solid with the right science, I think the consumers are quick to say, hey, cool, bro, but I'm not
This is
about
on the
that.
dose.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nice. So when you were formulating this and you first looked at the metabolic health space, what did you see was lacking that you're like, I could have a unique formula in this space?
So between the two, obviously, one's gonna be more stimulant oriented, and the carbivore's gonna be more non-stimulant. And definitely for the carbivore side of things with InnoSlim, I mean, I think that GLP-1 angles was definitely getting big. And when looking at the science with the different ingredients in there, specifically InnoSlim, Chromax, and Glucovantage, I mean, it definitely works in that direction of utilizing your carbs and your food more efficiently, right?
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. You still have to work out. You still have to move. You still have to burn those calories, but it allows you to use that food that you are consuming more efficiently.
Now, when you split it up into two products, one product you're able to caffeinate and one not?
Exactly. So
Okay.
Carbivore is going to be non-caffeinated, more your non-stimulant angle. Your Heatwave is going to be your fat burner. Yes, you have your caffeine, but with Heatwave, it's a little different, right? We kind of threw a little turn to it. I don't think a lot of people are fully aware of mTor, right?
Okay.
Mammalian target rapamycin. You can nerd out, Google it, but really that is the keyhole, so to speak, in your body.
Yes.
That activates your body to be anabolic.
Okay.
Right. To use protein, to utilize that fuel more efficiently. And so with Heatwave, it is a fat burner, but it allows you to get in that anabolic state. So you're building muscle, burning fat. And a lot of times when that fat burning category, you're just burning calories, right? That's muscle, that's bone, that's everything. But with that allowing you to target mTOR, you're specifically building muscle, burning fat.
I see what you mean. So you're saying you're getting fitter, not just losing weight.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. And I think sometimes the idea of weight loss is getting lost, so to
Yeah.
speak, because obviously when taking other Ozempic type of products, you're losing fat, you're losing bone, and you're losing muscle mass. So if I lose 30 pounds, how much of that is actually fat? Right. That's the big thing when you're looking at Ozempic and some of these other avenues is you are getting bone loss. But with Heatwave, right, you're not getting in that direction. It's allowing you to stay in that anabolic building muscle state.
Now, CleverPro Japan has been around for how many years?
I want to say about
5 or 6.
5 or 6
Okay.
years.
And then so this CleverPro USA approach to the market is going for weight loss, right?
Weight loss, performance, more that premium brand compared to Clever.
How do you think? And this might be more of a question for Ed down the line,
Of course.
But how did you look at the weight loss category and still feel confident in it with something like GLP-1s, with something like Wegovy, Ozempic on the market? Because a lot of brands, obviously, I work with a lot of brands. They're like, should we be making something? And I'll tell you, maybe 2 years ago, I was telling brands, I don't know. You know, like a fat burner right now, like, because if someone's really looking for weight loss, they might just be, I'm gonna just go get the shot, right? So now what's kind of developed is that there's like a GLP-1 market, and I don't know if it kind of developed from, hey, be low carb, be ketosis, be GLP-1, and now it's basically like it felt like the category went away for a little bit. And now it's coming back.
I'll agree with that. And you could even see at different places, right? Like we were just at Starbucks and they have protein shakes that you can buy now. They didn't have that 2 years ago, right? And I think a lot of the GLP-1 direction is making these companies have that protein option within their supply, right? Because even whenever you look at that GLP-1 direction, they tell you take more protein, right? You need to eat more protein. Why? Because you're losing muscle, right? And so I think that's the catch-22 caveat of GLP-1 is if you aren't eating enough protein, you're losing just weight,
Yes.
not just fat.
Yeah.
And with Carbivore and Heatwave, that's where they work well together, is just allowing you to target that fat, not just weight.
Right. And then for someone that may be on a GLP-1, they can take this on those breaks that they're like, hey, you need to let your body rest.
Course.
Yep.
This
Of
is where you
course.
take something that's natural, that's just plant-based.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. 100%.
Nice. And then Matt, you have a type 1 or 2 diabetes?
Type 1.
Type 1. And then so you take this to kind of help with the insulin sensitivity?
100%. I've noticed that when I've taken this, I take less insulin.
Really?
You know, like let's say I tend to eat the same things in the morning, you know, just so I know exactly what
The way your
amount I
body's
have to
going to
take.
react.
Yeah, because when I first started taking this, I was using, let's say, 8 units for my breakfast.
Okay.
You know? And then I was getting some crashes, you know, and I was like, man, what's going on? And then I realized, dude, this stuff is working. You know what I mean? Like I need less insulin, and I was getting more chopped up when I was taking less insulin.
So saying when you were taking your normal dosage, you would feel it like, whoa, this is too much insulin?
Yeah, it's too much. I mean, because you check your blood sugar.
Okay.
Right? And I was dropping a lot faster than I would before, where I would usually be even.
Okay.
So I was dropping, and I was realizing, man, this product really is doing what it's supposed to do. I'm not having to take as much insulin. So that's nice on my body. It's nice in my pockets. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to go to get medicine as much. You know, so there's a real benefit to it.
This is maybe the 3rd time I've heard this about InnoSlim. So we have a distributor in Colombia, and Colombia's regulation is really weird. Like they obviously could send whatever powder out of Colombia, but they're really strict about what powder comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's really funny. So InnoSlim falls in this weird category, but the scientists that work with it said, hey, I gave it to my brother-in-law, and he doesn't have to take his insulin in the morning. He still takes his afternoon insulin, but he was taking like a gram of InnoSlim a day.
Oh, damn.
But I was like, wait, you're not taking as much insulin. But obviously, you know, in formulation, now you're talking 4 times the dosage where it can be effective, but is it cost effective in a formula now? Where it might end up being more expensive than insulin itself.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know the prices have come down, but having to go to the pharmacy less.
Man, I never thought about that.
Well,
that a supplement could help you.
Well,
Because for most part, at least in our view, I think because we're so deep in it, we think that most people just look at supplements and go, oh, that's so expensive, and is it worth it?
Yeah. Well, I can even add on top of that, like my mom's type 2 diabetic, right?
Okay.
So obviously different than with Matt, but anecdotally, she's noticed something similar with Carbivore as well too. Like when she does take it, she doesn't need to take as much medicine, right? Her levels tend to be more balanced and more consistent over time versus when not taking it. So it's just definitely a lot more to look at, right, study-wise and things. But
we do have in vitro studies showing blood sugar balancing within 90 minutes, but it was a older study. Maybe it's something we could look into again.
100%. But I mean, I think for right, the feedback that we're gathering, it definitely is a benefit there, but we still have to look at our own information and own science as well too.
That's awesome. For InnoSlim right now, we do have planned for 2026 studying more of the GLP ranges, studying the InnoSlim's effect on glucagons. Obviously, we know something oral is not going to be as effective as an injectable, but the entire market isn't on injectables. Just like someone might not want collagen injections. They might say, hey, I just want collagen powder.
Yeah.
Agree.
I mean, some people are terrified of needles, right?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
there's use for it across the board.
Definitely. Well, I don't know what else you want to cover on the brand.
I mean, we're definitely going to be looking at some more products coming out soon. We're working on the BCA, working on the pre-workout. Would love to say work on the protein, but you know the protein market right now, it's all over the place. But really, I mean, we're getting things moving, getting things launched, and definitely, I mean, any feedback when people are trying it, please let us know. But I mean, I think just the combination works very, very well in that building muscle, burning fat dynamic.
With packaging, does it always come in the box?
No,
Like
I mean,
the
it just
flip
depends on how many you order.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That flip box is really nice.
Yeah. Well, you're special.
I know, you're special. We made that just for you.
You got the shirt and everything, man.
So how does CleverPro plan on kind of growing with the GLP-1 market? Because we said that obviously we see the industry. One of the craziest things about the industry is that it's not everyone that take supplements is a biohacker, but they're entry level biohacker that they just want the best for themselves, right? So we see that the consumer for this, the companies that surround this market are adapting, right? How do you think you're going to be adapting with formulas and the marketplace?
Well, I mean, I think you have to, right? Like, I think within the nutraceutical supplement space, I mean, you have to be a little bit ahead of what's kind of going on, right? And I think with the formula that we kind of put together, I mean, it targets the GLP-1 area, but it also targets, right, just weight management, weight loss as well, right? And having that science-backed information. But I don't know, I mean, I think with the GLP-1 space, it still is growing, right? There's still a lot of science that we have to kind of look at. And I think when you look at, like I mentioned, Starbucks and other, food restaurant places, they're adding more protein to their products.
Doritos said they wanted to add protein, right?
Right, Doritos, and I think even at Supply Side West, I came over a conversation.
Move over broccoli.
I know, right?
Like I even think
you get protein Doritos.
If they have protein, it's okay.
But even I think I saw Burger King was positioning more protein type of shakes.
I saw Shake Shack had a GLP-1 menu. So I Googled it yesterday. I'm like, no way. Yeah. And obviously it's ketosis. It's low carb.
Of course.
But I was like, oh wow, it makes sense, because if someone's spending X amount on medication, peptide, whatever it's called, they're gonna have extra money. And if you're calling them out, hey, are you GLP-1? Come here.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I need that. Oh, more protein. Cool. I need to go. But I think I would like to think that the consumer is becoming more educated, right? And because of that, formulations and companies are having to see that and evolve with it, right? And we need protein, right? Like the old pyramid of carbs, you need all the carbs. We know that's not accurate. And so I think with that, you're going to see a lot of brands and a lot of companies evolve with that. And hopefully everyone realizes, like, hey, like this new direction is healthier for what we need to do.
In formulations, how do you balance out? Because, like a formula has to be somewhat easy, as in someone's going to be searching that, because you could put the craziest, newest stuff. No one's going to be searching for it.
Yeah, like
right?
What was the ingredient you mentioned earlier today?
Harataki.
Yeah, harataki. Like the new ingredient, same thing. But to your point, what the hell?
It could be awesome. So how do you balance an old ingredient? Someone might still be, hey, I need to have green tea. I don't believe in green tea, you might be saying, but I need to have it in here because they're going to be searching for it.
Well, and I think you know this, right? Like even with InnoSlim, I mean, a great product, but you kind of need to have that other commodity ingredient in it so the consumer understands it and knows. And so, I mean, with it, I think it just comes down to education and being more transparent with the consumer on just why we have this in there. And so really, I mean, promoting the formula more, pushing why we have the green tea with the InnoSlim, with the Chromax, with the Glucovantage, they just work very well in that GLP-1 direction. They kind of feed off of each other in a sense, really, really well.
Okay, awesome. Man, I wanted to ask you, do you still watch a lot of football?
Yeah, primarily anything involving UCLA. Even though it's been painful, I still watch. I watch the NFL, playoffs, or if I have a nice parlay online. You know what I mean? But yeah, I watch it every once in a while.
Let me ask you, when you're watching, is there anything specific that you, as someone that was on field, would watch out for? Because I was thinking he might be like, I'm gonna see this guy's cleats. Like, I know everyone gets new cleats every game or something like that. In my mind, because you would know, you're like an insider.
Mm-hmm. I think when I watch games, I'm not really watching it for like the entertainment value. I'm watching, I'm like, oh, this is about to be a run play to the left.
Yeah,
oh,
watching with him is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
watching
next to a
the
crystal
coverage.
ball.
Yeah,
because he'll call it before anyone's moved. And he's like, babe, look, he's going to run here, da-da-da. And I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about in the first place. So that's already like strike one for me. But then
which color?
It happens exactly the way he called it out. And I'm like, yeah, we're not the same. Like, I am not seeing this the same way you are.
I think it's kind of hard to watch it. Is just like, oh, what's going to happen next for myself. You know what I mean? Just because I just spent so much time
studied it for
watching
so long.
film. And
so you watch it as strategy being played out, not entertainment.
Right.
And the strategy of it's entertaining to you.
Right. Exactly. Like I see a guy, come down into coverage and I'm like, oh, the ball's coming here. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this guy's about to blitz. They're about to run a slant behind it. Like that type of stuff.
Wow. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
Makes sense.
So that's why you're like, I know if I have a good parlay, or he knows when someone's going, this guy messed the whole thing up. This one play messed everything up.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing great on the parlays, you know, but I hit maybe 8 out of 10.
That's pretty good, dude.
I didn't hit the parlay, but I got 8 out of the 10. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This might be a
Close.
different show.
I know.
We're now sponsored by pickbets.com. Or what's the new one?
Dude, I don't even know.
The last time.
MGM.
Yeah, well,
FanDuel,
speaking
all
of
that
the
stuff.
last time we were in Vegas, I don't know if that has something to do with how Vegas is always. It feels a little empty now because anyone could gamble from wherever they are.
Yeah, they did seem empty last time we were there, man. It seemed to be slowing down a little bit, but I know that's a good thought.
Well, obviously, I think that more people gamble. It's not, obviously, the younger generation is drinking less, right? So there's less vices, obviously, other vices. But I think more people are gambling. Maybe it's not as apparent because you're not.
Yeah, because you just sit from home and
Exactly.
do it right here,
Yeah,
and nobody
you do it
knows.
on your phone.
Yeah.
From your couch.
That's
in the
crazy.
bathroom, wherever.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's those freaking betting influencers. We had Farrah Pets here, and they were talking to us about dog influencers and how much like a dog will earn. And we're like, wow,
influencers?
yeah,
What?
Anything and everything.
yeah, dude, that's a
That's
whole
wild.
different world because it's so crazy because your phone. Obviously, we all hear echo chamber, but it really is like if you want to be in your world, you're gonna be in just your world,
Yeah.
good, bad,
Not
or
true.
indifferent.
No, very, very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
And as we build our own little supplement world here. So you say you got drafted for baseball to UCLA?
No, out of high school. So I played my freshman and sophomore year baseball in high school. And then one day I was long jumping. I quit baseball and I was long jumping. And a scout that had remembered me from my sophomore year was like, hey, are you still interested in playing baseball? And I was like, sure. You know what I mean? So they flew down the GM and then I had a tryout at LMU. And a few months later, I got drafted.
And you went up to Seattle.
No, I went to UCLA, but in the summertime I would go to Peoria, Arizona.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where the Mariners
spring training.
rookie ball
Rookie
spring
ball.
training and everything is down there. So along with like the A's, I think the Sox, the Angels, yeah, there's a lot of teams, Rangers, yeah.
Wow. And then how did it transition to football?
Why did I choose football?
No, how did it transition?
How did it transition? So I would play in the summertime. I would do rookie ball. So after my games, I would go and start lifting weights to get ready for football. It's like it was just a continual like just having to balance a lot of things. So I have like mad respect for Deion Sanders, and Bo Jackson, and Brian Jordan. You know these guys who did both at the same time. It was difficult, but eventually I chose football because I love the physicality of it. And
in high school, you were doing both baseball and football?
Yeah, I did baseball, football, basketball, and track.
Wow. Man.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm getting paid either way.
that was the goal.
I got to choose one of these paths.
But you know, it is interesting. Like for him saying he played that many sports, there has been some studies and some views on like high school athletes, like a football player, basketball player, like playing multiple sports, 2-3 sports, actually enhances their across the board physicality, right? And so sometimes college coaches come in, it's like, hey, do you just play football? Yeah. Kind of think I need you to do more, right?
Yeah.
Like play basketball, do track, do football, do more to develop the body and those muscles differently. So it's interesting. Like if you think about it, like NFL athletes, the majority of them play multiple sports throughout
At least
the time.
track too.
At least track too, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And so at home, what kind of workouts are you doing with your daughters that make them say, okay, I want to try that, right? Because obviously if you were like, hey, I'm going to bench, they're like, I'm not going to be benching.
Right. Here, I'll give you one. So we did a challenge day a few weeks ago. They came home and I said, okay, we're going to see who can do the most Bulgarian squats, right? Hitting your back knee to the ground and getting up. Whoever wins gets ice cream on Friday, right? So our oldest daughter went and she did like 27 on one single leg. Then our baby girl, the 8-year-old, she goes and she did I think like 66 reps, and my mind was blown.
Dude, hold the stuffed animal. She was busy.
Yeah, bro. But like, it just taps into their competitive nature, and it was no different than when I was younger. You know, we'd go over to my uncle Nate's house, and we used to have the pig iron. You know, like And we would be in there, we see him working out, and then we'd go in there and just start working out. 8, 9, 10 years old, you know? And then also, he was a scout for the Dodgers, so he would come out in the back with us, and he would throw these little mini wiffle balls to us, and we'd use like a broomstick, and we would learn to hit with one hand. You know what I mean? Kind of like, you know, somebody in the Dominican or something like that. Like we were using all these different modalities or, you know, tactics. Yeah, we set up all of our baseball cards, and then we would throw marbles with our left hand and hit the marble with our right hand with a pencil. You know what I'm saying? It's like we were always developing hand-eye coordination or like playing games like that.
Did you enjoy the skill set of baseball more, but the physicality of football?
I started out a baseball player from my family, you know, like everybody played baseball.
Oh.
And then I got to play football when I got into 8th grade. And then just from there, I was a quarterback, but in the safety, I liked the speed of it.
You like to hit people, bro.
I like to hit people.
You like to hit people.
I didn't want to sit down.
I know, it's okay.
I like to hit people.
That's why I played too, bro. That's what it was.
But yeah, that's pretty much just how it went, you know, how it played out. It probably wasn't a great choice. I probably should have stuck with baseball, you know.
Do you still watch baseball now?
Only when the Dodgers are in the playoffs.
Or
when
and then
winning World Series.
Do you watch strategy on it like you do football, or no? It's just
it's the same thing. Like we'll be at the baseball game, Dodger game, and you know the count is 2-2, and I'm be like, he's about to throw, you know, a pitch on the outside, and he's gonna hit a home run to right center. You know what I mean? Like, or you're about to get a change up here, you're gonna get a curveball, you're gonna get a fastball. Just knowing the game.
Yeah, that's cool.
But also back to our kids, one thing we started doing, because, you know, they're now at the age where just like verbal threats don't always work, right? Like I'm going to take away your whatever, you know, aside from like your phone, that's a big no-no. That's a problem. But anything else usually doesn't work. So we have a board on our fridge. And so if they ever do anything they weren't supposed to do or didn't do something they were supposed to do, they get a mark. And every Friday they have to do, every mark is 1 minute. And so we add it up and they have to do a wall squat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like we've just woven being active into everything. And so that's their normal.
Yeah.
You know?
Bro, if that was our parents, we'd be on that wall for hours.
Yeah.
you might.
For hours.
But like, I mean,
Latino parents make you work. What are they saying? You're not gonna stand at the wall. No.
We're gonna like
sweeping.
while we're standing there, we're gonna have to do something
there.
Yeah, I mean, wall squats.
You'd be painting that wall.
Oh, exactly. While you're sitting, painting it. Yes.
Yeah. So I think all that being incorporated, you know what I mean? Like they fall in line.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, man.
But it's really a great way. Like literally yesterday, you know, they were upstairs playing in the loft and they had their stuff laid out. And then my wife was like, hey, it's time for dinner. And they come down the room, they're like, hey, Dad, can we, you know, leave our stuff upstairs without putting it away and come eat? You know what I mean? Like they check in, you know, but it's a way that you're being accountable. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have to do these things or there's consequences and repercussions.
Yeah.
You know? So
just like if you were late to practice, your coach is going to make you run a couple extra laps, right?
Definitely.
It's the same concept.
Definitely.
And the benefit is you're going to get stronger legs from it as you get older. So right now you might feel like it's a punishment, but down the line, this is actually going to benefit you in more ways than one.
100%.
Jared was sharing with me, Jared and I go down some rabbit holes sometimes. And yesterday we're setting up, right? And he had laid out one of the electrical cables for this mic, right? And he put it over a power cable and he's like, oh, I got to switch it around because I could hear the electricity. And I was like, what? And he goes, I could hear the electricity on the mics. And then we got down this rabbit hole last night. So we wanted to ask you about, have you heard about the 49ers stadium being next to the electricity plant?
Yeah, and the college.
Dude, and he sent me this. I was down a rabbit hole yesterday. I'm like, this can't be. He goes, bring it up tomorrow.
What? I'm completely lost.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty wild.
The 49ers have had way more injuries than any other team. Okay, they thought it was the field surface. That wasn't the issue. It's the plant next door, and it's taking the collagen out of their bodies
because they manufacture magnets.
It's some kind of electrical, whatever the electrical field is.
It's electrical substation.
Substations,
it applies, that's what pushes out the electric for that whole area.
So according to Jared, they have this, I don't know if it's just an electrical plant or electrical manufacturing, but in order to do all this electricity, they got to ground it. And obviously grounding it is affecting the training centers right next to the 49ers football field. And what you're saying, Matt, is that this electricity might be pulling away collagen or degradation.
Yeah, and that's
collagen.
why, I mean, you look at the longer tenured players on their teams, right? And the older guys, they're having Achilles ruptures, right? They're having all these, knees, tendons, stuff like that. And it's at a much higher rate than everybody else.
So they've consistently had more injuries year over year than any other team?
Well, they were thinking about the turf, because that's what you sent me. That everyone was saying it's the turf. And this is, when did this come? January. Oh, this is brand new.
Yeah, brand new, bro.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Achilles are not fun, man. Well, and their turf is not, and their field is not turf. It's grass, right?
Grass.
See, and that's the thing. If it was turf, that's their own. That's its own conversations. But it being grass, that changes the conversation completely. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. When I was, I think we were driving, we saw this, huh?
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? Wow, that's insane.
I mean, we've seen stuff like this in the past where, let's say, like that movie Aaron Brockovich, where there's a neighborhood or a town that's close to a contaminated site. Mm-hmm. But I guess we never think about it with electric magnets or electricity running through the ground, Wi-Fi running everywhere.
Yeah, microplastics and everything. It's like at this point, everything can kill you. So.
That's
so
crazy.
Huh?
That's why we take InnoSlim. Save our lives.
Dude, it's crazy. So maybe we'll see what it comes out to. It's a brand new topic, right? So we'll see. I wonder if there's any other stadiums that are close to something that they could kind of compare it to.
Not like that. I mean, the only thing that I've ever come across is just the turf dynamic, right? Yeah. Like the grass turf versus regular grass. Players like the grass versus the grass turf. Like it feels different. The grass turf, I don't even know like how it the pellets, right? How they move and shift. It's not always level at times. Yeah. So I could see that, but this is crazy.
Yeah, I remember playing, games in Seattle and stuff like that. Like the way my back would ache was different. The way my knees felt was different. Than being on a grass field. You're standing, you're running, you're cutting. You know what I mean? On something that's it's not natural. Like when the Rams were on real AstroTurf.
Oh,
yeah. Dude, that was treacherous stuff. Like,
and that stuff hurt too.
Yeah, it hurt bad.
There's a team in Dallas that I played in high school, and they had a turf field, and it was pretty much cement with baby carpet on it. It was not fun.
Yeah, and then most of the fields that are turf this is a nice field. But if you're just playing and practicing, you're never playing and practicing on that. You're playing in the park, you're practicing in your high school stadium that's probably grass. Mm-hmm. And then
Texas is all turf now.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh yeah, I've seen one grass stadium in Texas.
Are the high schools in Texas really that crazy about football?
Full retard. Like you can edit that what you want, but yes, those are I'm talking about from 4 to 5 years old. It is football every single day.
I grew up here in California, so when I see like a reel about Texas,
have you seen Varsity Blues?
It's like, yes. Oh wow,
Real.
Come look at it. This is just the sophomore school. And it's like huge. I was like, wait, what?
Dude, Texas high schools have some of the largest stadiums compared to any other high school. Like they have some stadiums bigger than college stadiums.
For high school?
Allen ISD has a huge one. Katy has a huge stadium. I mean, some of these stadiums are like $40, $50 million in Texas, dude, for high school.
How long have you lived in Austin?
I've been in Austin for 12 years.
Okay.
Right around 12 years
So
now.
you've seen the migration in and out, right?
Well, I mean, I graduated from Texas. I played football in Texas, right? So, I mean, I saw it growing up there and then leaving and living in different areas, playing football in college, right? And other NFL players coming from different high schools. But Texas is just different. Like, I would probably say Florida, California, and Texas are your top 3 schools. Yeah. Or states, I mean, for football players and recruits. Yeah. But Texas, it's just a different Kool-Aid, man. Yeah. Like, it's just mixed different down there.
They just love it.
Born and bred for it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Hands down. Gotta love it, man.
Sure. So playing both sports and actually more sports than that, right? Doing track, baseball, football. Is there one that's way more wear and tear on your body and that you would choose, like career-wise, when you're measuring all different aspects, career-wise, where the sport is going, the longevity you can have in it?
Yeah, if I was to do it all over again, I would have played baseball. You know, I mean, number one, you're not hitting each other, right? So I think 80% of injuries happen from your own teammates, friendly fire. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Where, in football?
In football. That's not going to happen in baseball, you know? The head trauma, just the constant, you know, banging of heads, the amount of concussions and stuff, that's not happening at a very high rate in baseball, you know? So just those two things alone would make me play baseball.
Is the CTE still a big topic? Because it feels like either it's not talked about, or hey, we made these changes to the helmet, so
it's not gonna do anything, bro.
It's still a huge issue.
Yes, bro, 100%,
hands down. I mean, the helmets and the pads and stuff help for there being fewer concussions, but I'm sure Matt can agree. After you have one or two, you know you have concussion if you don't. Like, I've had 5 personally.
5 concussions?
I've had 5 concussions.
Oh, wow.
So like after 2, you know if it's there or not. Now how do I not show this to the coach so he pulls me off the field?
Yeah, exactly.
I see what you mean.
And then they're saying new things like, you know, if you hit somebody and you have a deja vu, right? Now you've had a concussion. So like the measurement of what is a concussion.
When you hit someone at that moment, if you have a deja vu?
Yeah, so like, I remember hitting people, right? And then being like, oh shit, like I did this last night in my dream. You know what I mean? Like, it's a deja vu, but like that is
the
now
impact's a deja vu?
You have deja vu after the impact.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've already
like
seen
I've done
this.
this already. This is the second time happening.
Yeah. And so they're saying that is a concussion. Where before there's like, dude, you got your bell wrong.
You got your bell wrong. You're fine. Take a play or two and you'll come
Like
back.
how many fingers to get back in the game?
Yeah.
So I mean, they're obviously a lot more cautious. You see like the new kickoffs in the NFL and stuff like that. But like, bottom line is, you have people who are my size, right? Who's 6'3", 240. I'm a little guy, right? Out there, you have dudes who are 330 pounds who are running 4.7, okay? And you have to hit them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then those guys, those big guys, the constant, just like every single play, boom, 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 that's head trauma, you know? And so, you sign up for it, and hopefully the payday is really nice. But I think the pay in baseball is a little better.
The next formula, man.
Dude, possibilities, yes.
Because it has something to do with the tau protein, right? Breaking down the CTE.
I mean, I think there's a lot of different things with CTE that are still developing, and so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a expert on it by any means. But I think a lot more players are getting concussions than they realize. And at a certain point, you can have a concussion and not know it until a couple days later, right? Yeah. And so I just think what the NFL is trying to do is trying to limit as much as possible. But unfortunately, right, like, this is going to be a weird saying, but like, hey, if you know you're going to jump in the pool and you're going to get wet, hey, if you're going to play football, you're going to get concussion, right? Like, there's you're gonna get hurt. You're going to get hurt no matter what.
Yeah.
Right? Hands down, whether concussion, a knee, an Achilles, it's going to happen. You know what you're doing walking on that field.
Totally. I remember I was like, maybe 11. My mom signed me up for some boxing class. And I came back and my face was red. I go, they hit you? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, why? In my head, I was like, well, it's boxing. Like you said, if you're going to sign up for it,
you know what's going to happen. Exactly.
Well, only I could hit you.
Hey, sounds like, my mom said the same thing.
So there's a big, man, I don't know if you could call it a fail rate, but there's a big rate of NFL players that was the top, and maybe they're not the highest paid people. They're not going to be called the GOATs, but they had a good career, made a few million. For that person, do you think it's worth it?
Go be a firefighter.
Go be a firefighter?
Yeah. You get the team aspect, right? You get to be out with your guys. You're in the locker room. You get to help people.
You get to hit some stuff.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
break down some doors.
But you're not going to be taking that.
Yeah,
and if I say for the, those 5% or 10% of the roster at the top, yeah, it's worth it for them for sure.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I think the average NFL career is what, 2.5 years?
Yeah,
2.5 years.
So you're not getting your medical pension, right? So like you're not getting medical benefits. You have to make it 3 years and 3 games to be able to get 5 years of medical after you're done.
5 years.
5 years.
Whoa.
And then
that might not even take you to 40.
That's the break. Absolutely not, bro. And that's your breakdown point. When you hit year 5, after you're done, is when you're gonna really start noticing like, whoa, what's going on here? Like my hip, my knee, my shoulders. You know what I mean? It's strategic.
It's almost like a combat sport. You know, when you're in boxing or MMA, you at least know you're getting beat up, and it's impact every part of it, and you're most likely gonna have damage. But with the NFL, I guess you almost, as a casual fan, you suspend that disbelief. Like, they're okay.
Yeah.
You would assume so. But
Yeah.
not at all.
Wow. It's modern day war.
Yeah. It's the gladiators.
Yeah, gladiators. That's
damn.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it also goes back to, man, when the kid wants to be Jake Paul and just a YouTuber, it's almost like, yeah, open some boxes, don't get
Yeah, exactly. The concussions aren't worth it, right? Like,
Yeah, I've lost way too many friends who've had way more concussions than I had, and I had 7 documented.
7
Documented.
Wow.
But like
10.
you said, after you've had enough, you're hitting, and you're just like, I guess you're kind of punch drunk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just get used to it.
Yeah. And do you feel, have you ever seen about like when they talk about a fighter when their chin is just like Chuck Liddell, remember? He had an iron chin, and then eventually your body is forcing itself to shut down, so your jaw's gone. It's just your body's fight or flight mechanism. No, we're gonna have to shut this thing down. Maybe that's what's happening with the NFL concussions.
I mean, possibly, but it also could be a 6'5", 255 linebacker runs a 4.3, and he just had 20 yards to run at you straight. And as an offensive lineman, I have to take all of that impact, right? Yeah. And as a linebacker come down, he's hitting a 325-pound lineman, right? That's 8% body fat and huge. So, I mean, you just have speed and force that doesn't stop. And
it's a constant car crash.
Constant.
I think I said it's like every kickoff is like a 35 mile per hour car crash.
Wow.
Yeah. So you do that 6 times during the game, 7 times during the game, you know, along with the other regular plays.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I love every second of it. Still love football.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
You just got to.
We got a whole day of the week dedicated to it.
Exactly, right. But I think as a player,
I would say what they're doing better now is, you know, you see a guy take a hit and he hits his head on the ground. Well, immediately they call up to the office, right, and they say, check that guy out.
Pull him out.
You know what I mean? Where back when I was playing, you go down and you hit a wedge and your freaking helmet is turned to the side. You know what I mean? You have no idea who you are, and they're like, take this smelling salt. Like, we need you. Yeah. You know what I mean? There was no protocol for it, except for to get you back on the field.
Yeah.
The smelling salts.
Yeah, they're not fun.
So when you were choosing between baseball and football, what workouts or what was your routine that could go into both sports?
For myself, it didn't change.
Okay.
I had to be ready for football, right? So I couldn't train with like the way the baseball guys were, and I don't feel like I lost anything from that. You know what I mean? Like, I was fast, explosive, strong. So I think if you have all those intangibles covered, then you're gonna be good in any sport. You know, I guess it'd be different if you're like a pitcher or something like that. You know,
see what you mean.
And like, yeah, you can't get down on the bench the same way that a football guy would. You know what I mean? Because obviously a lot of throwing and these are your levers. You know, but I would say in general, baseball players have. If you ever noticed, most of these guys have huge legs, big ass. You know what I mean? Because like that's your power point.
Explosion.
You know, strong core. When Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, all these guys, Barry Bonds, they were lifting weights, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
a little help.
it translates.
But they're lifting weights.
Yeah,
They're lifting weights.
It all translates.
Yeah.
Okay. So there wasn't a specific theme that you were saying, all right, this is football training, this is baseball training. It was just being an athlete.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I was always preparing myself to play football. And in that, I was good for baseball.
I wonder if a pitcher could work out the way a quarterback could.
I would say so. Yeah, but also, you know, I've seen, who's the new Dodgers pitcher? He's the Japanese guy, where he trains like a javelin thrower.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
that's why guys now, there's so many guys throwing 100 miles per hour, right? They've learned new techniques. You know what I mean? What's going to give your arm more torque? You know what I mean? To get the
and
better
what other
spin rate or
sport
whatever.
may
You know what I mean?
translate to this sport?
Yeah.
Man, that's really cool.
Things have changed a lot, you know? And so guys are figured out ways to just get better.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So we kind of made a joke about it, but so you formulate it in Japan.
Yes.
But you make everything here.
Everything's made in the U.S. Yes,
Okay.
but the concept, the formulation, everything did start in Japan, formulated in Japan, and manufactured in the States. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So then tomorrow you guys will be at LA Fit Expo.
Yep. We will walking the show floor, doing some interviews, talking to different people. Obviously, talking to you as well too.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we'll be there. So if you're coming out, come see us.
Perfect. And then this is fully available now, right?
Yep.
100%.
It is on our website, and you can also get it on Amazon.
Now, is there any codes anyone listening could use to get a discount on?
Yes, we're gonna generate that for you.
Sure.
that you
Not
can-
for us. Any
but to share with your
Yeah, we'll put it up on the
Yep.
stream.
100%.
Yep.
Thank you guys for
Of
coming
course,
in.
man. Appreciate you having us, man.
Matt, Emma, thanks so much.
Thank
Of
you.
course. Thanks for having
CleverPro.
us.